Hello guys and welcome to the Division 1 stream for Zolder here at SRA. We're joined here today by David Lee, Josh Damiani, and Jacob Wolfman. Everyone, can you introduce yourselves?
Hello, how's everyone doing?
How's everyone doing this fine evening?
What's going on, guys?
And
Another fine day for some racing.
yes sir. So today we're at Zolder and we're watching the end of the Pro-Am division, or finish up their qualifying run. And we're on board with Jose Toledo here as he's going around. But Zolder, hey, Josh, what can you tell us about Zolder?
Well, I can tell you that we are a week and a half shy of racing on its 59th birthday. Been around since June 19th, 1963. Zolder comes in just over 4 kilometers in length, totaling in at 11 corners. Predominantly flat until you hit Sector 2. You start to get a little bit of banking in your corners and some undulation, but a very tight course that seems to produce some very good racing, that's for sure.
And now it has come host to the Season 3 opener for SRA, a great honor indeed, I'm sure, for the track. And so as we're watching these folks finish up, they only have a few minutes left here of their qualifying. At 15 minutes, the next group of folks are gonna come out.
Who do you guys think is gonna take it on pole tonight?
Well, we're already looking at D Funk and Jay Arnold looking absolutely insane for the Pro-Am division. They're about 0.3 apart from each other, 0.3 second split. But I know Josh Arnold, he's down on his delta right now, so I don't think he's going to be able to make another lap. Actually, he might be able to. He's coming up on the end of this one. And we're going to see, because I think he has the ability to take pole here. And a great performance from Matt Schwartz, hitting a 29.36. He's in third for the Pro-Am division. And let's look at...
There's a lot of fast competitors in Pro-Am. It may seem like it's the lower dog to Pro, even though this is the overall Division 1. We don't really like to split these guys up. It's just kind of, I guess, grouping by pace, but they've got there's a lot of guys who can put up pace close to what would be the upper half, even towards some of our quote-unquote aliens we'll see in the next couple minutes here.
It's very true. There's not a doubt in my mind that any one of these Pro-Ams could actually take the race. Trust me, plenty of these guys are very fast. I've raced with them, and they're rockets, including Josh Arnold, who they're already talking about booting, from the Pro-Am division, kicking them right up to Pro. So we're going to see on that. And also we have plenty of new drivers here, being the season opener. We have a ton of new drivers that we recruited in, filling out this entire grid to 47 drivers. That is insane. This will be the largest grid I can remember for the Division 1, and certainly it's going to be an interesting race with 47 drivers on track. I mean, that's a lot of cars, not a lot of space. This is a very small track in comparison, and it's a very tight track. So I'm predicting there's going to be a lot of shakeups, a lot of accidents. We're going to have to see. And speaking on, we have come to the end of the Pro-Am qualifying. We're now seeing the pros come out and try to set their times. Who do you think is going to be up there for the pro split here?
I think it's hard to leave out Mr. Lehman. He seems to find very, very fast pace on a lot of tracks. Some of our newer drivers might be able to keep up with him, some surprising pace, but I give faith to him.
And he's on his outlap right now with his teammate right behind, warming up those tires and trying to set a good lap here. Mr. Lehman is an absolute alien. Normally when he comes in here, he makes even the pros look a little bit silly, but it's not unheard of that he could be out of position and fighting his way back through. That would be a very interesting race indeed, especially with this many drivers on track. There's no saying what can happen. Blue flags, you know, people coming up from behind, any sort of wreck in the beginning half. So definitely someone to keep an eye on, because there's a good chance that he could be taking home the trophy today. Also want to look at Victor Diaz. He did not participate for Season 2, but he is a OG SRA member. He was here for Season 1 and a part of the F1 League that this league spawned off of. So he's a veteran, but a little bit rusty at ACC maybe. They placed him in the Pro Division, but we're going to have to see where he's going to wind up.
A little traffic going on here into the little first corner here. Everyone trying to get some spacing in order to get their best laps out of the, the last chicane on turn 10 here to get a perfect run down the straight into turn 1.
That's one of the hardest parts about these small tracks, is trying to find yourself a little bit of a window to get 1, maybe even 2 push laps in, recollect yourself. That 15 minutes does run by surprisingly fast.
Yeah, only 12 minutes left in qualifying now. And I don't see any pros that have set up a crazy time here. Looks like the standings have stayed as they are, but I'm sure we're going to see a bunch of these starting to filter in here. It looks like Tyler James has just set a 29.8. Looking really good with that. We're going to hop on board with him. Coming through the first section here. And some new names here. D. Fimbres Casas set a 130. He's in the Pro Division. A. Warden has set a 130.0. And C. Hannigan has set a 133. Those are some new names, some pros out there that have put their times on the board. P. Rust, another person that we want to keep a close eye on, has set a 129.7. Is another person that has a real good chance to actually take this race here. Very, very fast, and has been known to piece up the field. So we're gonna have to keep a close eye on him as well. Hopefully, if we're lucky, we can see a good battle between him and Lehman. Battle of the Aliens, that's always fun to watch.
Alien versus Predator, if I could say so myself.
Agreed.
Lehman only has a 132.037 currently, but he does have the fastest Sector 1 at 30.165.
As 3 drivers all shoot up to within 0.2 of pole, Sam Suniga, Mr. Fimbres Casa, and Warden as well. He was only 5 thousandths off of pole. That was close.
So I think we're actually going to tune in to Patrick Rust here as he's finishing this lap. David, if you wouldn't mind doing a walk around with us.
Yeah, no worries. If you So he's coming around turn 2 here, which is probably going to take around a normal apex with around full throttle. He's going to flat out into turn 4 as well. Oh, there's a car parked on around the side there. Almost caused a collision. But right as we head down the straight, obviously we're going to keep, a full throttle down here. We don't want to cause any delays as the car spins out right in the background.
His teammate.
Quite an interesting time. Down into the first chicane of turn 5, you want to kind of break there, the 100-meter zone, and kind of watch your inside curbing, flat out again. This track is only, 2.49 miles. We're going to take this flat out and, on turn 6. And on the second chicane, we want to watch the inside curbing with a lot of those serrated. You don't want to trip yourself up to there. As you see as you run wide, obviously that's what you want to do to maximize the curb on those slow corners so you can get that full throttle down and, plant the car. Right up now, we're going to turn up into turn 8 here, which is another little section, another kind of chicane where you want the slight lift off, but you don't want to plant the car firmly as he looks like he's about to take some traffic up here into turn 10, which is our last chicane. You want to do a nice hard braking zone right into, gear 1, gear 2, depending on your car, and, take a nice curbing on the first inside and a nice outside curbing as well, and plant it full down on the outside. And that's probably, kind of a basic rudimentary lap of, Zolder. Pretty quick with a lot of slow corners and, good chances for overtake, especially around the chicanes. So probably some exciting action tonight.
And that was a very good-looking lap as well. I didn't see many mistakes other than the couple cars that, tried to ruin his day there.
And some fast laps popping up in the background. The battle of the aliens has begun. Mr. Lehman up there with a 28.7. Mr. Russ not too far behind him with a 28.9. As well as the surgence of the NSX, which seems to be popular this season. A lot of people taking the gamble, and look at that, 2 in the top 15 already.
The NSX is a car that I don't quite understand. It is a very twitchy car, but obviously it's very fast. It looks like Fimbris Casas was able to get every little bit out of that twitchy car and able to set a 28.5, the fastest lap so far. We are on board with him now, and he's actually a little bit down on his delta. We'll see if he can make an improvement here. But certainly fast indeed, a new face. There's going to be a lot of angry people in the mid-pack once they realize, uh-oh. And some more aliens joined the league this season, and I'm going to have to step my game up if I want to win a race or a championship.
For sure. I know in terms of upset drivers, there's at least one slightly frustrated admin out here in the Division 1 field after 2 beautiful seasons of success, now currently pushing as hard as he can for P14.
Yeah.
It's a tough grid we've put together here at SRA, but it's great.
Douglas Mitchell, the reigning champion, of course, 2 seasons in a row. He has rigged his own league so that him and his teammate win. It is pretty messed up, if I do say so. I think we need to see the receipts. I've been asking for this since the end of last season. See the receipts as to where the money's going, who's getting paid off, especially with Colin Gate at the very end of Barcelona last season. If you haven't seen that, guys, go in our YouTube, take a look at that stream, and especially watch the end there. An absolutely insane finish. Championship was completely shooken up. Really, that was one of the best pro races that I've ever seen. It was amazing. Hopefully we can get some really close racing here tonight like we saw there. We'll see.
I think this large of a grid is going to demand it on this track.
I agree.
A lot of forced confidence tonight. You're gonna need to be comfortable driving near other cars. Too much no man's land.
Almost 5 minutes left in the qualifying here. Let's take a quick rundown of who we have so far. We have Fimbris Casas in first with a 28.5. Matt Lehman in second with a 28.7. Patrick Rust with a 28.8. A Warden, another new face, I believe, driving a Mercedes, which I think he may be one of the only people in the pro division driving a Mercedes this year, with a 28.9. And D Funk, who has a 29.0. I believe D Funk is also a pro-am as well, so very fast time for him. He's going to be up there in the grid with all the fast boys, including Nordstrom, who we know is an alien, Suniga, also another alien, a bunch of other folks up here who are just absolutely fast. We'll see if he can hang on. Definitely a great showing for him. Ooh, and then Suniga actually just puts it up right in front of him for 5th place here, nabbing a 28.8. Great lap from Suniga. We're going to hop on board with him real quick and take a look at what he's doing. Driving an Audi this year. This is a big switch up from his Porsche last year. His Lenny face Porsche that he was very famous for. Actually got his car stickered up a little bit this year. It's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of him. If I remember correctly, he didn't get to participate in a full Season 2. So Season 3, we're going to see where he ends up in the championship. I believe he could be a top contender for it if he shows up every week.
Do you want to just quickly go over how the kind of race structure works, just for those who are new to joining SRA?
All right, for those new folks
For
out
those at
there,
home.
we have 2 subdivisions in the Division 1. We have the pros and the pro-ams. They're sorted by pace. And for the first half of qualifying, the first 15 minutes, the pro-ams go out. Then the pros go out for their qualifying laps. So with such a full grid today of 47 drivers, it would just be way too many people stumbling over each other, and no one would get a lap in. So very good that they did that. But once we're done with qualifying here in 3 minutes, we're gonna everyone's gonna line up on the grid, and we're gonna do one full out lap. Everyone warms up their tires and gets all their settings correct, and then it's a rolling start. You go green, and it's an hour-long race after that, and may the best man win. And it looks like Suniga phasing through a wall. Very interesting.
I'm just absolutely blown away that the top 16 drivers are almost within a second. That's wild.
Very
It's very impressive.
fast-paced. Very, very fast-paced. Lots of people in the 28s. I don't even know where that even comes from. That is just absolutely insane pace. I could never even hope to be up there. And now that we're coming to the end of qualifying, it looks like D-Funk, who we were talking about before, has moved down to 8. And a lot of people have put it up there with 28s. Nordstrom finally got ahead of Funk. He's in 7th now with a 28.8. Patrick Rust down to 6th with a 28.8. Quig, who has a 28.7. Warden in 4th with a 28.6. Suniga in 3rd with a 28.5. And Matt Lehman in 1st, actually, who has just put it right up above Fimbres Casas with a 28.4. Absolutely insane time. Wow.
Lying.
And so everyone is in a second with, of each other all the way until, 14th place. Let's take a look down the grid, see where some other drivers are of note. Tyler James, sitting in 20th right now. Definitely not where he wants to be. Dom Duran, another crazy fast driver in a new car this year, mind you. He's in an Aston. Previously, he was driving a Porsche. But he's sitting in 21st. Sanchez, who's an admin here, in 23rd. Dae-hee Yun, a very fast driver indeed, who was previously in the AM series with a 29.9 in 30th place, which is a fast lap anyway. But he's in the Pro-Am series, so we're going to have to see where he ends up. Yeah, Victor Diaz, someone who I was talking about before, I believe is towards the bottom of the pros here with a 29.8. He's currently out right now and up on his Delta. He's going to improve on the time by, looks like, 1/10 of a second. Oh, no, actually, my bad. I got the right angle there. And we're at the end of qualifying. So everyone who is on a lap currently is going to have to finish their laps up. And as soon as everyone has finished their laps up, that will be the grid set. And we will move to everyone sitting on the grid, getting their setups ready, and to the full outlap. Victor Diaz half a second up on his time here, coming into the last chicane, and he keep that improvement, dropping back a little bit. Come on, man. 0.4 up. And he's going to improve on his time, shooting him all the way up into 18th. A great lap for him. We're going to watch Robinson as he comes around, who is just on the cusp of being able to get a time. Maybe not. Looks like he's down on his current time. Hopefully he can make up that time in the chicane here. Also Grant Kinsling, who's in front of him, who is 0.3 up on his time. Looks like Robinson is up 0.2, 0.2, puts him in 24th. All right, who else is still out there on a lap?
You know what's actually kind of interesting is
Let's
that
see.
Jay Arnold and C. Matiak both have the same exact time. 129.350, both down in 15th and 16th place.
Very interesting. All right, guys. Here's the grid set. The best of the best of SRA all in one lobby. 47 drivers here at Zolder, with B. Quig in first, Matt Lehman in second, Fimbres Casas in third, Suniga in fourth, Rust in fifth, Warden in sixth, Evan Kim in seventh, Durant's, who's a new face, in eighth, Nordstrom in ninth, and Funk in 10th. And Funk is the for pole for the Pro-Am, followed by Carter and then Arnold for Pro-Am. So these series are split. They have different championship points, but they're racing on the same track together. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how some of these pros navigate the slower drivers on track. I think there's going to be a few wrecks on track today because of how thin this track is, very flowy. In my opinion, not a whole ton of passing opportunities that that are very easy or obvious. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this grid shakes up as we see the race progress. Does anyone have any call-outs for a winner here?
You know,
I think
hard to
everybody's going
say.
to be a winner tonight.
Agreed.
Just getting back to racing again.
Yeah,
Super excited. I know everyone's really happy to be here, so
2 weeks off from our last season. I'm very hyped. I missed it. I missed the adrenaline rush of racing. I was like, oh, I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break. I got in for the practice race, and man, it was exhilarating. It was an awesome race last night. Very excited for the Division 2 and Division 3 race. Everyone tune in tomorrow night at the same time to watch the Division 2 race being streamed. It's also going to be a very full grid over there.
10 seconds.
All right, so 10 seconds left until these guys have to hit drive. Hopefully everyone hits drive here. No one goes back to pits. I don't see any teleporters, so I think we're all good.
And it looks like we're off.
There we go. Now the drivers have to line up single file here as they go around the track. And everyone's going to double up with each other when it's time to come back up to the straightaway here. Then we go green. Now we're going to watch some folks on their outlap here. Matt Lehman in second place. We already know Fimbres Casas is very fast in the Honda in third place. Someone that Matt is really going to have to be looking out for. He's going to want to try to get the jump on Quig here. We're going to see how this shapes up into the first couple turns here. No hard braking zones necessarily for the start, but a lot of sort of maybe subjective braking zones where people might be braking at different spots and might see some bent fenders. We're going to have to see.
it's going to be a tight one. Very anxious to see how Division 1 handles how much this track narrows off in that first chicane.
You think we'll see some yellow flags tonight?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
If that was a bet on somewhere, you'd be seeing me slapping money down on the table. That's for sure. Yellow flags. Is that Zolder? Done.
Yeah, that turn one is gonna be crucial for overtakes. Going down once you open flat out, it's all about can you get that slipstream and can you be able to overtake. But those low corners, if you can get take the inside line or play the old switcheroo, you know, being able to get the moves done, you know, and having the confidence to do so, especially in those tricky areas, is going to be crucial to, you know, helping your team and yourself get up in the places, up into the points.
All right, everyone's got the orders to double up here, get in their right order. And I know all too well how not that easy it is to get into the right order here, as everyone's kind of jostling around with each other. And you can actually wind up with a drive-through right off the start, which is not really where you want to start. As they're coming up to the green, to the line here, we're watching the lights. And we're off and away for SRA. Looking into T1 here, a little bit of jostling with the leaders. Okay. Let's look behind. Oh. Ooh, a little wreck there. Looks like one of the Porsches got knocked out there. I'm not sure who that was.
Another collision back at turn 2 in the back there. Oof.
Cars off all over the track.
Not.
Turn 3, multiple cars off. We're
Uh-oh.
gonna need to take a look at that.
Is there a car I should be looking at? Someone that I can replay on?
45 was in the middle of that.
45. Man, I'm not going to be
Sure,
able to find
names,
him in time,
timetables
unfortunately.
jumping all over the place.
We're just going to keep watching this. Oh! And it looks like this Audi, number 4, has just got pit maneuvered over there.
Chris Hannigan.
And we're watching the front here. Looks like Lehman has pulled a 1.1 second gap on Saniga, who has pulled a 1.1 second gap on Warden. Spacing out in the grid above. But look how close everyone else is back here. Kinsling 0.3 seconds off of the car front here, which is Nordstrom, who are on board with Kinsling here. Is driving a BMW this year. Looking great in his new livery.
Ooh, big pile up here back at turn 8. Big pile up there with that instant replay. We just saw a bunch of little car accidents, someone even off in the grass.
Few drivers coming into the pit. Latufo, Reader. Possibly some damage.
Oh, big damage for that BMW behind him.
Latufo appears to be a drive-through penalty. That's
Oh.
a shame.
It is a long race, though. You know,
Yes.
it's never over. You never know what could happen. Definitely consistency will be, you know, your friend in, you know, these races.
Right. So let's look at the gaps. We got Sanchez 0.3 off of the car in front of him as they're going through the chicane here, bumping over the curbs right on Josh Arnold's bumper. Look at that. Look how tight this track is here from the interior cam. And sorry for everyone who's seeing the in-game chat and a session ended thing on the stream. I'm not really sure what's up with that.
Try in-game pausing and then hitting drive again.
Oh, hey, and that fixed it. There we go. Now we can see the track map. My bad, guys.
Booker Creek's here being a second faster than, you know, people that are ahead of him, ahead of Stufik and Robinson that he quickly just passed here as he approached the down straight. It was pretty nice, smooth driving from Quig. Wouldn't you say so?
Let's take
Definitely, yeah.
So who are you on board with, David? Or,
I'm running currently with Booker Craig, who just completely overtook. He's up currently, I think, 2 or 3 positions
I'm going to be in the car
up
behind,
here, running on the phone.
watching Chris Stefik. Watching this battle. Look at this train. Quite a train. All these cars behind all within a second of each other from 19 to 23rd, and then Daehi Yun
Gossi
at the
catches
end of
air
that
in
there.
the chicane. Takes
I've-
flight.
indeed. I think a good trick here is being able to stay with the car in front of you, whether he's faster or slower. I think being able to just stay with him and just being able to time your overtakes would be, just completely, helpful. You may be slower or faster than the car in front of you, but, obviously being behind them will obviously help you, be able, they can just tug you along, and it's obviously, a great, it's a great help.
Looks like Colin Matyak in the pits. See what's up with him. I don't know.
Seems to be serving his
yeah, drive-through
drive-through.
penalty. Yep. Let's look
More
at
than likely for out of position on the start.
So I'm looking at. So I'm on board with Durance here, who has Nordstrom point 0.2 behind. Ooh, and he spins off track. Let's watch that back. Ooh, just catches that curb way too hard, launches him up in the air. That Porsche doesn't like the curbs all too much, and unfortunately has to bump the wall to get back on track.
Ooh, little contact, he spins out. Oh, Jay Toledo with the BMW. Ooh. Let's play that back one more time.
Ooh. Isn't that start up? Go.
Ooh.
Yep, and you see it in your picture-in-picture there. Toledo just going off the track there. And who was that in the Audi that got him? Or
I was at McLaren. I think it was Becco. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
apologize. Jay Toledo was in the BMW, and Jay Becco in the McLaren that was behind him.
okay.
Kind of making very aggressive overtake, didn't end too well. But such is life in racing, though.
Let's look at
Just
another.
keeping an eye at the top of the timetable here. Sam Soniga's fallen back to 4th place after holding a tight gap to Matt Lehman, who now has a 4.2 second gap to the car behind him.
Matt Lehman, who we're on board with right now, an absolute beast. Just going crazy out here, putting in insane times. I mean, look, the race has only been going on for 7 minutes now, and he's pulled a 4.5 second gap. That is some pace. Look at a close.
Exactly.
Let's look at a close gap here with Matt Sanchez, who is on the bumper of Josh Arnold, who is doing really well. He's a Pro-Am, and he's hanging out right at the front here in 7th place. He's feeling really good. And all the pros behind him are thinking maybe he should be moved up to pros, or maybe stay there so they don't interfere with their points.
Some big numbers currently, Trevor Casas was, up in 3rd place. He's dropped down 34 places and is now down to 37th place. Well, we obviously have some big movers, being P. Reynolds, who's up 18 places up into the 21st position.
Embers Casas, I didn't catch what must have happened to him. He might have wrecked out or had a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure. He was in, I believe he started in 2nd or 3rd place.
Big setback. I mean, T. Nordstrom also was currently in 38th, fell back 29 places.
A lot of action so far. T. James and Doug Mitchell up to 10th and 11th as well.
I think we were asking, we were talking to Doug earlier, and I think some of his race goals was to, get in the points, and I definitely think he's out there and achieving that. So I think, as long as he can be up there.
Sorry about that, but it looks like Sanchez caught the rear fender of Arnold there as they were going through the chicane. Maybe Arnold slowed up a little bit there, but now there's a huge pack of 3 here with Arnold, Sanchez, Durance, and Tyler James not too far behind, looking to capitalize on the commotion happening up ahead. All these drivers are within a second of each other, so I'm going to see how this one shapes up. I'm going to stay on this battle for a little while. Very interesting to watch off of the wing cam here, how crazy it is to see all these cars so close behind you.
Ooh, and D. Bellinger goes a little wider there at the last corner before he manages to complete the overtake.
I believe is one of the closest splits on track. There's a couple other close splits. In fact, we're going to watch here. In 15th place, Katijevic. Sorry if I butchered that one, but he's got... Ooh! Oh, and he gets a little tap from behind from Quig in the Porsche. Yeah, all very close gaps here. A little pack of cars. 2 Porsches chasing down this Audi. See what they can do. That Audi's going to smoke them on the straights, but... those Porsches are very quick in the twisties if they can control themselves on the curbs. And the brakes are just insane on that. Look how close that they got to this Audi.
Matt Lehman currently out in first. Recently just put in the fastest lap of the race at a 128.842. There's a 6.1 gap over A. Warden, who only has a lap of a 129.117. Matt Lehman's out here just taking the charge.
Just a little fun fact as the race is kind of settled out here a little bit in terms of like people aren't on top of each other anymore. The fastest lap record in race for GT3 class at Zolder in real life. What do you guys think it is?
I actually know this,
I think it's going to be
so I will not answer.
I think it's going to be a 28-6.
Mr. Wolfman?
I would have to say a 27-8. I don't know. I could be way off.
And I'll have to tell you that you're the closest.
Ooh.
Fastest GT3 race lap at Zolder, held by an Audi R8 nonetheless, is a 127.2.
You guys may
I
want
wonder
to
how
look
close
at
our aliens will
Peter
get
Reynolds
tonight.
right now. He just went 3 wide off the first chicane.
Ooh, and what position
And
is he in?
He's in 19th. He would just move from 21st to 19th. He just gained 2 positions.
Oh,
going
wow,
3
yeah. So we're watching him right now. He's going through the middle sector. Coming up on a hard braking zone for the chicane here.
You're trying
Wow,
to go around
huge.
the inside and cannot complete the moon. Pushed a little bit onto the inside, but almost stuck it.
A lot of cars piled up behind him. A lot of people looking to make some moves. Very tight pack here. Wow, look at that as they come down the front straight. That's insane. That BMW M. Jeffries is looking inside, outside. He's looking to make a move. Looks like they're at a 0.5 second gap. We're going to see what happens in the hard braking zone here. The Porsche can typically outbrake, but we're going to see. Oh, and he gets right up on the bumper. They both elect to kind of skip going over the bumps there. I agree. Bumps are very brutal on that chicane that they just went through. All right. We're now on the wing of Peter, looking at that BMW, sniffing, looking. Ooh, and he comes in. Oh, he's trying to make the pass. He's trying to make the pass. Ooh, can I get the camera? He's looking on the inside. Ooh, tucks in behind. Can't send it in.
Someone's off track here at the last turn. I'm not sure who it is.
Number 77, that looks like Russell Allen.
Ooh, ooh.
Russell Allen, he's got some very big damage.
Very big damage is about the best way to sum that up.
You know, when
I
the hood
I heard
starts
from this
flapping,
man.
it's bad.
Yeah, that's tough for the well-liveried HSSR racing conglomerate, I guess you could call them,
Let's take a look.
headed by none other than Colin Matiak.
Take a quick look at Victor Diaz here. He's in 44th place. Definitely not where he wants to be. Not sure what happened to him. He must have had some sort of incident. Maybe a drive-through. It doesn't look like he's got any damage, so we're going to keep an eye on him. He's in 44th now. Let's see where he can move up to. We know he's a very fast driver. See if he can get the pace up. And who else do we want to highlight here? Looks like Tavlovich and Duran are having a pretty close battle here. They're only 0.4 seconds apart from each other. Both very fast drivers and both in Aston Martins. Both of these drivers were not in Aston Martins last year. And it looks like Duran just made a huge move. Oh! Dave Tavlovich just pits him around. Oh, and where's the flash? Where's the Dave Tavlovich flash? I don't even see it.
I don't think Taflovich liked that move.
I don't think he did either. He said, no way. No way. And it looks like Chris Hannigan capitalized on the commotion up in front. Hopefully Dave Taflovich doesn't do the same thing to this poor soul. Ooh, that NSX is looking to the outside, trying to pass Taflovich. The NSX is driven by Fimbers Casas, who, as we saw, was in the front before, trying to train his way all the way through the pack here to get back up. See if he can knock on the door of some of these really fast drivers and make them sweat. That's another driver we're going to have to keep a close eye on to see how far he moves up. Dave Taflovich definitely not happy about two people passing him, and a third, but he didn't pass him for long. Here's a very close gap. Toledo and Allen going side by side in the middle sector, it looks like, as they're coming up onto this hard braking zone into this tricky chicane. The BMW doesn't capitalize on its strengths of trying to go over the curbs, and Jay Allen is able to rocket away with that Audi power. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage as well. And that fighter themed, like a P-51 Mustang themed Audi. I'm going to take another look at a very close gap here of, wow, what a train. I'm glad I clicked onto this. All these drivers within a second of each other. With, looks like Douglas Mitchell not too far ahead. Majid, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that too. The number 89 in the Aston Martin, who's in front there in the golden white car. And then we have, who we're on right now, Schwartz. And then Durant, who's 0.1 seconds behind, right on his bumper, looking to the inside to make the move. Doesn't happen, but, oh my goodness. What happened there? Oh, nothing. Great car control from the 84 of Belanger in the green and black Mercedes there. Was looking to make a move on Durant's there. Couldn't get it done. All these drivers, like I said, very close to each other. And Quigg, who is heading up the back of this little pack here with these drivers, Katejevic and Robinson, not too far behind, looking to see if maybe there's a little commotion up ahead. Oh, and it looks like Durant has got a little off track here and is losing position to the Mercedes. And he might even lose another one to Quigg. They're too wide. There's going to be a braking zone up here, and it looks like Quigg sticks his nose in. Ooh. And Durant just catches a little bit of sand out there, kills his speed, and now he's contesting with Katejevic behind. Sniffing on his bumper as they go through this chicane here. Porsche very sensitive to those curbs. Hops right over it. Great control. Looks like Durance and Ktejovic both have a little bit of damage here. Trying to catch up to Quig. Looks like the top of the grid, though, has really spaced out quite a bit. Matt Lehman pulling a 7.3 second gap on P2, which is A. Warden, who has a 4-second gap to Rust, who has a 1.8 second gap to Saniga, who has a 2.3 second gap to Kinsling. So definitely spaced out. We are on one of the closest battles on track right now. Looks like not too far behind. We have Robinson getting real close to Ktejovic. 0.4 seconds off. You can see him in the blue back there, sniffing right on that purple Audi's butt.
What's funny enough is that throughout the race, there's only 3 people who haven't changed positions from when they started the race so far, given it's only 20 minutes in. That is Suniga, Fredrickson. Oh no, I'm mistaken now. Actually, that's only make that 2 drivers who have not changed position since when they started. And obviously, we see here Fredrickson trying to make in the PIP in an Audi R8, trying to take another Audi R8 over here of James Allen.
Alright, folks, I'm going to hop off this little battle. Looks like everyone's kind of paced each other out. I'm going to hop on with Matt Shorts, who's in quite a little pack here. 0.2 seconds off the 89 of Mahid, who is only 0.5 seconds off of Douglas Mitchell. And Bellinger and the 84 Mercedes not too far behind, looking to capitalize. Looks like the teammates of Tyler James and Douglas Mitchell not too far apart from each other. Maybe some team orders coming in. I know Tyler likes his peace and quiet while he races, but oh, and it looks like a little incident there. Matt Schwartz losing a position to a little off track to the 84 of Bellinger. Still, all these cars very close to each other. And this, ooh, I'm gonna hop on board right quick and hop right back with Fimbres Casas, who is looking to make some moves on Toledo here. Looks like these two have been battling out the 0.1 second gap. In the pip, do you mind hopping on board with Matt Schwartz and taking a look at that battle while I...
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
No worries.
Fimbres Casas looking on the inside. This is a little awkward here. He's taking the inside line side by side. Oh, down in the braking zone. And it looks like Fimbres Casas, ooh, very close. Almost touch bumpers there. Crossing over each other, looking left, looking right, seeing where that they can poke their nose in. But I think this NSX is gonna take this position and keep it.
Ooh, this battle's close. Oh, almost contact out of here in the last corner down the main street.
Still a very close battle on your pip. I'm gonna try to hop around and look for some other people that might be in close battles. So we got Stefiak, Mofat, and Wong all seem to be in a pretty close battle here. Stefiak in the pink with Mofat in the gray Audi. And they're 0.1 seconds off from each other. Mofat's looking to the inside, looking to see if he can make a move on T1, and he gets it done. Puts it right out in front of Stefiak. Now he's got Wong right behind him, looking for that position too. He smells blood. Mofat just using that Audi power through these twisty windies and pulling ahead a little bit here. Wow, what a tight gap. We got Wong 0.1 second back from Stefiak. And he's going to try to outbrake him into the zone. Doesn't work, and he tucks back in to go through the chicane. We're going to hop on board with Wong here as he tries to chase down Stefiak here. With
Durant's takes context from Booker Quiggs. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
You're
down
fine.
there on that little chicane, they had a little bit of contact there, allowing Schwartz to pass Durant as he falls back, I think, 2 places there. But, you know, nothing crazy.
Jaewong 0.1 seconds back. Once again, looking to the inside for the chicane, and he's going to stick his nose in and take it. Looks like Stefia gives him the room. And he falls back a little bit, 0.4 seconds. I'm not sure who that is behind. I assume it's a blue flag, someone in a McLaren. Might be, who's that? It's always nice
Be the
when
number
the
94 of Anderson.
Anderson. And Anderson, who's in 37th place. It's always nice to have the blue flags breathing down your neck and making you just a little bit more nervous, even though it's not for position. You know, always gets your butterflies going. Like, I'm gonna car sandwich. And look at this pack going down the straightaway here, going into the braking zone for this first chicane.
Any day he have a little off.
I'm gonna hop on board with
Caught up
Dahee.
in this battle.
He's definitely
Bush just in front of them.
very tight pack here.
Got a couple cars here going into the pit lane. Looks by the looks of things.
You can see from the
That's
wing cam
because the
here,
pit window
looking on
is
the
open.
inside. I believe that's Wong gets the pass done. I'm gonna look back up the field at Quigg, who is tangoing with Bellinger. They're side by side right now. And it looks like Quigg doesn't decide to make a move here. And the pit window is open. Sorry, I forgot to announce that. Thank you for hopping on board with some of these cars coming into the pits. So we have a 10-minute pit window in the middle of the race. Your only limits are that you have to take at least 1 liter. No tires are required. But it's definitely somewhere where you can win and lose a lot of time. Shakes up the grid. So we're going to have to pay attention to see where everyone moves around in and where everyone ends up at the end of this pit window.
Currently, the top 19 cars as it stands, obviously, 'cause some cars have passed each other while others have went into the pit window. Currently, they have not pitted at all, so we'll obviously see, you know, who affects who and how things turn up, as Paulie has said.
All these drivers right now are thinking, man, do I undercut? Do I overcut? Do I go in now? Looks like many of the drivers who wanted to go in right away have probably gone in by now, but there's some drivers out there. If there's any close gaps of people who haven't pitted. Looks like,
Like everybody's ended up spread out.
yeah, everyone seems to have spread out. Basically, the first 20 drivers have not gone into pits, but Bellinger and Peter Reynolds are in the pits right now. And it looks like Bellinger has just come out of pits. Hop on board with him
Sanchez
here.
is on the back of Arnold in Sector 2, just inside of a second.
And this is also a very scary pit exit coming right out onto this apex. You can see another car behind him. Looks like that is, yes, the 11 of Matt Schwartz. So that's position right there. Looks like he came out right where he needed to.
You guys ever feel frustrated under a blue flag, you know? Like, sometimes you're racing, you know, you're trying to get that track position. Sometimes there's just that one car in the way. Do you ever get, you know, a little frustrated when sometimes that little happens and you're just trying to get there, you know, that it's pit windows open and you're trying to get that track position, or maybe it's even on the outlap, you know?
No.
No.
Well, a couple times. But yeah, well, if you're stuck behind a blue flag right now, now's your time to go into the pits, or hope they go into the pits, and get out of your way so you can make up some track position, chase down the guy in front of you while he's probably spinning out, doing 360s in the pits. Hopefully. Not a lot of close gaps here, but I'm actually going to hop on with Latufo, who is chasing down Colin Shea, I believe. Yes. And interestingly, unless they have A and B libraries, like Colin Shea has a different library from his teammate, who is Victor Diaz. And oh, Colin into the wall. Very unfortunate. Ooh, as he crosses out into some people in front of him. Looks like that might be Allen or Arnold there. Gives him the position. This is Colin Shea's first race in this division. Last season, he was with us in the amateur division. It looks like he's having a bit of a tough time here. Hopefully it's not commentator's curse. I'm going to switch off of him before he has any more wrecks. Hopefully he can get himself up a couple positions. I know he's very frustrated right now. He feels out of position. So, looking forward to see what he can do. Maybe he can capitalize on some cheeky fighting up front. Where are some close gaps where we can look at? It looks like Daehee is pulling into the pits here. Or who am I on board with, actually? No, I'm not. Okay, that's Mofat pulling into the pits. Daehee is 0.6 seconds behind Funk, chasing him down in the Beamer.
There's a lot of switcheroos going on in the places between 11th and 19th. A lot of ups and downs, overtaking through all the pits. It can get confusing sometimes, you know.
Definitely can. Only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Ooh. Anyone who was trying to overcut is looking now to go into the pits.
As Warden pits from second. Lehman getting close to a 10-second gap. Probably gonna try and get as close to the end of the pit window as he can.
Yeah, it looks like from 1 to 8th have not pitted, but it looks like Warden has just pitted and cleared his pit, and he's coming out now, so I'm gonna hop on board with him wherever he is. And Katejovic and Vicini are both in the pits now. Rust, unfortunately picked up a drive-through penalty and is also in the pits. I'm gonna see what
That's a
Rust is
shame.
serving his drive-through penalty. Okay. I bet you Tyler James and Douglas Mitchell are feeling really good right about now, but they're going to need to be pitting here soon. Hopefully they can make up a bunch of positions here. Looks like Matt Lehman is now going into the pits. We're watching him. Looks like he's right behind Wong. But I'm pretty confident that Matt Lehman has afforded himself a very healthy gap. So I don't think he has to worry about anyone coming around him while he's in the pits, really. Except for Tyler James, who has elected not to go into the pits this go around. He's going to have to go next time. Looks like his teammate Douglas Mitchell is in the pits right now, as was seen on the picture-in-picture there. Hopping on board with Tyler James here, seeing what he's thinking. Probably thinking, I need to get into the pits. I need to get into the pits. Oh gosh, oh gosh.
It's like Jay Mofat's spot out here is kind of trapped in the gravel pits. Come back to the pits.
He teleported to pits?
Seems like it. I don't know. Back here, see what happened. That is not the correct one.
Oops.
I think what happens was when he went back to the pits, it switched me to another car, so couldn't get the replay on time. I apologize for that. That would have been some interesting action.
Tyler James coming to the pits now. We'll see if he can clear his pit thing. He only has 10 seconds to get to his box. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. I don't know if you're in the pit window, or if you're inside of the pits.
Pit window is now closed.
Yeah, pit window just closed, so it looks like Tyler James and Quig have not cleared their pit penalties here. Or
I
their,
believe as long as you're across the pit line in time, it counts.
we're going to see.
We'll find out as soon as they come out.
Ooh, someone spun out there. Interesting. Did not catch that.
Wig served, Tyler served.
Oh, there you go. Interesting. All right, good to know. Very well timed then by Tyler. See where he comes out at. Looks like he's going to come out in 6th place, which I believe is a pretty good jump for him. Douglas Mitchell, his teammate, in 11th. We're taking another look at a driver that we've been seeing all night pretty much, Bellinger, who's been doing very well, battling a lot of people here. Amazing car control, and this is from a new guy here, a new face here at SRA. Oh, gets 4 wheels off the ground there off of the chicane. He's in a good little pack of people over here. He's 0.8 seconds off of the Porsche of Quig ahead, who is a second back from Sanchez. Who are you on board with, David?
I'm on board currently with C. Madiak, which you just saw in the PIP. Rivas Casas tried to take Osborne on the outside of turns 2 and 3, but obviously didn't, complete the overtake. They made a slight contact, and obviously that's why. And Rivas Casas, oh no, that's a blue flag on, I think Matt Lehman, right? Matt Lehman's in the McLaren right there. I think that's him, lapping a bunch of the cards, but. Yeah, Fabricasas tried to go on the outside, didn't end up so well, and he fell back a place. There's always risk and return, and contact here.
Ooh.
With Matic and Osborne. Osborne loses a place, but still ahead of Fabricasas. Quite an interesting race we got going on here, fellas.
Josh, what do you think about the race so far? 22 minutes and 22 seconds left, just about right now. How are you feeling now that the pit window is closed?
At this point, drivers are starting to settle themselves in, trying to get a little bit of a closed mind, bang in the same laps. 20, like you said, 22 minutes left. This is the key time for consistency, and
looks we have an
honestly,
off track here with Matt Schwartz, and I guess he's catching the replay of that in the corner. He loses a bunch of positions here, unfortunately.
I'm genuinely surprised how much the field spread out from the pit stops. I thought that was going to make much more of a jumble. It usually plays more of an effect, but we're looking at a 15-second gap behind second place. At least a couple seconds all the way down the grid.
Hopping on board with Quig here, 0.3 seconds back from, looks like, Matt Sanchez. Yeah, certainly all the drivers have paced out. I'm trying to hop around and find the best fights on track right now. Looks like we got a great one off in the picture-in-picture, and another driver off, unfortunately. and what happened here. We can see the replay in the picture-in-picture. And
Matt
ooh,
Schwartz again, just
oh,
goes wide. I put
I
a
don't
30
know.
seconds
Oh,
back.
okay, there
and
we go.
Yeah. Little twitch there, a little snap. Jesus just goes. It seems like he just has car damage. He can't, doesn't have the grip or downforce to turn the car in. Or just maybe just missed the braking zone. You never know.
Puts the hazards on for good measure.
Looks like
Yeah,
he's heading in the pits probably for some repairs.
Oh, and I must have missed it here, but Quig has made the move on Sanchez. Sorry, I was paying attention to the picture-in-picture, watching all that commotion going on. That was a good little battle. Quig back up in 8th place. He was very far up there for the beginning of this race. He's looking to bring himself back. He's got to chase
Not
down.
to mention, he served a drive-through at one point.
That's true. Very true. So we can see the absolute insane pace here of Quig. Made himself all the way back to 8th from a drive-through. That's very hard to do.
I'd like to just say, with less than 20 minutes left in the race, for those that are watching at home on YouTube, we are posting a straw poll in the chat for driver of the day. That is a viewer's choice. So it gives you guys a chance to interact and make your decision on who you want to have a post-race interview after the race. So definitely choose for someone that you want to hear from. I'd also like to mention that we do have a website. If you are new to the streams and want to actually be in the races, we do have a website called simracingalliance.com, and that will also give you a link to our Discord. We also have a Discord in our YouTube in the YouTube channel in the video description below.
Thank you for the plug, Jacob. And everyone make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so YouTube will actually care about us. And hitting that like also brings us up in the algorithm a little bit. So we very much appreciate it. We're trying to get better every week here. And yeah, the season opener for Season 3, very exciting. And hopefully we can get a lot more people in here, get a lot more people excited about this league and sim racing. I know that this league has been absolutely amazing for me, giving me something to do every week, and somewhere to actually refine my skill and passion, and it's open my family up as well to being able to see what my passion is about and get to feel some of the excitement with me. So if you're watching, you have any friends or family that you might want to tune in with, if you're in the amateur or the Division 2 or Division 3 and want someone to tune in, I highly suggest it. It's a whole lot of fun.
Adding on to that, make sure you come back tomorrow night for Division 2 and Division 3. I believe we're trying to sort out a way to have Division 3. We're going to be running both of those divisions at the same time, 9 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, and I believe the goal is to have both of them streamed.
From what I heard, I don't know about the Division 3 stream, but it would definitely be very awesome to see them both streamed.
For sure, it is up in the air, but it's the goal.
Just
Division
to cut in
2
there.
will be here.
Just to cut in there, guys. Division 3 will be recorded with commentators, and it will be posted onto our YouTube channel at a later date.
Oh, okay.
Throughout the week.
It is.
So you will be able to catch a recording of Division 3 races. So you'll get as much racing as we can provide.
Jacob's on top of it. There you go.
And that's why we got a team.
Ooh, a little slight too much curbing on the inside there from D. Bellinger, trying to catch up to M. Sanchez here, who's up into 9th place. D. Bellinger is currently 10th, who started 12th, and M. Sanchez, who started in 17th. You know, he's up into the points, so that's good to see. You guys have
Again,
any performances that have kind of, you know, stood out to you so far today?
I'm going to go with the 84 of Bellinger. I thought he's done absolutely phenomenally, especially for being a new face of the league here. Very excited to see how his season progresses. Very fast driver, very well-mannered driver. He's able to keep it very close with these folks on track lap after lap, which is what this racing league is all about. You go into an open lobby, people are crashing all over the place. Everyone's racing with each other week after week. Everyone gets to know each other. Very excited to see where he's going to end up and how he's going to race with these guys for the rest of the season. Anyone else have any performances that they might want to highlight?
I would definitely want to highlight our season 2 and 1 returning champion Tyler James. Just for the fact that he had an amazing pit strategy today and ended up seeing a huge position gain from it. He's now sitting at 6th place, which is fantastic for where he started. So great drive for him.
Correction, that'd be the team champion. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You gotta get that right.
I bet he wishes he had the season 1 and season 2 championship, but that was stolen from him from his teammate Douglas Mitchell, who has put on some absolutely amazing performances for us these past 2 seasons. But if hopefully he can keep it nice and consistent this season, he might even have a chance to keep it up there and snag another championship. But we're going to have to see. A lot of new fast drivers in here. Let's see who stays in here consistently and is able to put it down week after week.
Another honorable mention would be Brooker Quigg. You know, he had a terrible first lap incident which put him down into like the mid 30s, but he ended up coming back to 8th P8, sorry, which is amazing. I mean, fantastic for a pro lobby with a pro grid. You know, it's great driving on his end.
Yeah, this is not like an open lobby where everyone's got mixed paces. All these people have been sorted on pace. These are the best of the best drivers that we can pull from here in SRA. We put them all in one place, so that is no light feat to be able to come up from behind and snag a whole bunch of positions back and get yourself within throwing distance of where you were before your penalty.
I think another important note is Dahi. You know, he's up chilling in 17th place. You know, he made up 13 positions throughout the race so far. Currently, we're approaching, you know, the 47.5-minute mark, and I think he's performed some solid laps. You know, nothing crazy about the pit strategy. You know, if it's simple and it works, you have your pit window and you enter that, you're gonna definitely come out, and obviously, you know, you keep it clean, you race hard, and I think obviously that kind of shows today.
Fimbres Casas, who we saw at the very top of the grid before, is now 0.1 seconds behind Colin Matyak. I have him up on stream here. He's in the blue Honda in 23rd place. Definitely out of position for him. He's been trying to cut his way through the field, and he's had a pretty good success at it so far, but it's definitely got to be wearing him out. A lot of passes, wearing on his tires. 11 minutes left in the race here. I'm going to see if he can still keep that pace up and continue to rise through the ranks. Let's see where he ends up. Looks like you got Duran, I believe, and Wong on your screen there having a little bit of a tit for tat.
Quite the tit for tat, it seems.
And who is that behind Wong there? Is that Tyler or Doug?
In the pit, you're looking
Yeah,
at it currently.
yes, in the
what we
pit.
got going. I think so. I'm looking at hand again right now, and currently he's fighting, you know, Duran. I think that was a blue flag. I'm not sure. McLaren was the one trying to overtake. It looks like, but Not sure if that totally answered your question, but
Yeah, I see the blue flag waving, so we got some imposters in the mix there. See how that pans out.
action.
Yeah, a little sus little pack we got going on over here.
There's a little bit of a battle starting to form up towards the front of the pack. Cleansing and Funk are slowly closing in on Mr. Saniga for the final podium position,
I'm gonna hop up there and take a look.
with 10 minutes
Oh,
left in the race.
looks like you hopped up there as well. I'm gonna... We're on the wing cam of
The last
cleansing
lap,
here.
he's managed to crawl back about 3/10 of a gap, 3/10 of a second in gap, but it was down to around 1 second for a little while there.
D-Funk putting an absolutely amazing showing in for the Pro-Ams here. Looking
Definitely
amazing.
putting a lot of pressure on.
Yes. I mean, to Grant Cleansing, no less, who is a certified alien. So, definitely interesting to see that. We're going to see if he gets bumped up or not at the end of our first couple races here.
Bellinger and Sanchez are going head to head, going around the inside, going around the. I apologize, going around the outside. For Bellinger and Mitchell going around the inside, and Douglas Mitchell trying to get a little bit of the action here as he closes up. Still close. Looks like Sanchez did make the pass on Bellinger. Down into the turn 1. Very close as the pressure, mounts up, especially within final 10 minutes, you feel it, you try not to look at it, try not to put too much thought that you only got 10 minutes left, and you just try and, drive as much as you can, drive with your full, as the car allows you to.
Yeah, like I was saying before, Bellinger's been putting on an absolutely great show for us. He's in 10th place right now. I'm not sure where he started, but man, like I said, he's been keeping it very clean. A lot of close racing with him tonight. It looks like Doug is coming up behind him, seeing left, right. Where can he go?
Definitely telling the way. Doug is positioning car. He really wants that 10th place. Ooh, almost a little contact there with Sanchez.
What other close gaps do we have on screen here? Looks like Wong lost a couple positions here to Durant's Mahid and Dae-hee Yun, dropping back to 19th place here. If I'm not mistaken, he was in like 12th place before, so he must be having some sort of issue falling back. It looks Colin Matyak has thrown a yellow flag here, battling with Peter Reynolds. Very close indeed. In fact, 0.1 seconds off from each other as he looks to the outside on the chicane, but definitely not going to be able to make it stick.
Out. I'm sorry to pin you, but Doug just happens to spin
Oh,
out.
no.
Just got rear-ended, yeah.
Can you get the replay on that one?
Yep, yeah, we'll definitely get the replay on that. See, Doug tries to go in there. He gets a little love tap from the back. Oof, just sends him over the chicane. Oof, hate to see it. I don't think he's gonna be happy about that one, boys.
He's got a lot of time to make up too. He's 12 seconds on the car in front, which is Bellinger. Now he's even got pressure from behind. Patrick Rust, 0.7 seconds behind, and we know he's very fast, so he's going to be sweating a little bit. This race was definitely tossed up a little bit for him, and now he's really going to have to battle hard to try to get those positions back with only 6 minutes left to go.
Yeah, it's just pulling the pressure as he makes the around the inside of turn 1. Oh, not yet, actually, no. And it was like Tyler James still holds on around turn 2 coming into turn 3 as they go. Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
almost 3 wide.
Oh, wow. Looking at this wing cam here, all these cars are so close together. Wow. This 4-car train we got going on here. Everyone's within a second of each other at least.
Question is, who can get the late braking down into the
Oh!
chicane? Looks like one cuts off the track.
Looks like Douglas Mitchell just went full airborne. He tried to take a note from the Flying Aces and go airborne there. Definitely the McLaren does not like those bumps and curbs, so amazing control to keep it in line after such a hard hit. I'm sure he'll be replacing his spine and going through many surgeries to correct the pain that he has caused himself.
Sanchez goes around the inside. Can he stick it? No, he can't. No, he can't. Tyler James still holds in 9th place ahead of M. Sanchez.
Oh man, they're so close to each other here. As we're coming down the main straightaway here, we can see this little spread of cars. It's consisting of Tyler James, Matt Sanchez. Looks like we got a couple of blue flags or people who are a little further back behind.
What is impressive though is Doug Mitchell seems to have taken that 12.5 second time that that time gap that he lost, and he's brought it down to 8.3, now 8.2. The question is, can we maintain that? It's already down to 8 seconds flat. It's a 4.5 second just took off from that last lap since he got rear-ended there. Doesn't seem like he's gonna take the. Doesn't seem to be too much damage, according if he hasn't really pitted.
And sorry to interrupt here, but Peter Reynolds is sitting in the middle of the track sideways and teleports back to pits. Very interesting. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a replay happening there. No, I think he actually left the whole server. That's a shame. He was having a great race too. Peter Reynolds had it way up there. I think it was one of the better performances in my recent memory. With only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left of the race, Tyler James drops back a position. He's now in 10th place. He's probably not very happy about this. He was in 6th just a moment ago. All these cars passing him. He's now with his teammate Douglas Mitchell, who has made up the gap to the cars ahead, which is his teammate, to 5.1 seconds. So maybe we'll see a little bit of teammate on teammate action here. I don't know. He's got a lot of time to make up with only 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. We'll see. Another close gap we are looking at towards the end here is Durance, another driver that we've looked at multiple times today. The 0.4 second gap to the car in front, which is Jeffries in the BMW. Another pair of drivers who've been battling it out quite a bit today. Great showing from them. 2 fresh names to SRA. Once again, these guys are making it look easy and keeping it super clean, keeping the racing super interesting. Kudos to these guys.
Fredrickson here looks to be gaining a lot more speed out of the corners. I remember back in that first chicane back in turn 5, C. Hannigan seemed to be went a little wide there on the chicane, and Fredrickson kept it clean on the inside, avoiding the curb. And is that Doug Mitchell, or is Tyler James in the McLaren right in front of here? I'm not too sure. But it seems that's not going to be too favorable to Fredrickson, who was around 2/10 behind in lead of Hannigan, but now drops back to about 7/10 as the car in the middle seems to kind of block their way.
Yeah, that is Tyler there. Oh, and a yellow flag between Stefik and Wong. Let's take a quick look at what happened there. There's going into the chicane here. Oh, and just a little tap from behind. Looks like he pulls off to give him the position. Good man.
Right, man.
Yep.
Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
We just got the signal for leader on final lap with only 1 minute left of the race. Let's take a quick look back at the leader. We have Matt Lehman here leading us with a 13-second gap to P2. Absolutely a beast of a performance today. To be able to put that big of a gap on the next fastest driver in the league, where everyone else is already so fast, is just absolutely impressive. He's definitely a certified alien. Next driver we're looking at, with only 30 seconds left, Warden for second, third Suniga, fourth Cleansing, and fifth Funk. And they all seem to have pretty spread out gaps, so that looks like it might be the positions for the end of the race. Only 20 seconds left. I don't know. I think the race might end very soon here. It's what it's going to look like. Yes, it is. Oh, and another yellow flag between Allen, Toledo, and Robinson. Not sure what happened there, but definitely unfortunate with so little time left in the race. Oh, wow. Man, big wreck right there. Matt Lehman coming to the line, swerving his victory swerve. And Warden will be coming in very soon behind Matt Lehman, doing some victory burnouts. There you go, Warden crossing the line for his second place in his first race here at SRA. Very impressive. Saniga, who will be coming up to the line very momentarily, going through the last chicane. Rounding us off for P3 here. Cleansing not far behind, coming in P4. Funk also not far behind. Oh, he looks like he just finished for P5. Quig finishing for P6. Arnold also coming across the line here at P7. Bellinger finishing in P8 with Tyler James going through the last chicane for ninth with Doug, his teammate, not far behind, only 0.4 seconds. Looks like they're going to be finishing together with Patrick Rust right on their tail, looking to make that last pass, and it doesn't happen. There's Tyler, Doug, and Patrick Rust all coming in for 9, 10, and 11th. Katejovic just came in for 12th. Vicini crossing the line for 13th place. Very good finish for him. Sanchez, who has unfortunately caused a yellow flag here. Camera can't find him. He's just chilling on the track. Not sure what's going on.
I don't know. I do not know what happened.
He must have run out of fuel. Oh no.
Maybe.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So close to the finish line.
Yeah,
Right.
it's hard to send there.
So
What a race.
also some highlights here. Durant, who we watched multiple times, coming in for 15th. Jeffries in 16th. Daehee Yun in 18th. Jay Wong 19th. And that looks like it. Very good race from everybody. Absolutely insane pace from Matt Lehman. Great showing for the new drivers for this season. A great kickoff for season 1. And a fantastic track. What do you guys think?
I think that was like you said, an absolutely awesome way to start off the season. That was a great race. I'm sure all parties involved thoroughly enjoyed. Great from this perspective.
Oh wow.
It was great.
So, Josh,
Awesome.
do you mind bringing the people into the cooldown room?
Let me pull some people up in a cooldown room if they're even in general at the
Booker
moment.
Quiggs was down all the way from drive-through. He ended 4th. Wow. That was gotta be fast. That's crazy.
Ooh. All
Wow.
right.
I did not expect that, to be honest with you.
I
That's
cannot
pretty
find
crazy.
anybody at the moment.
Well, I guess all the
Playing the team series right now.
I guess they're all in their team chats. Very sweaty. Okay. Well, Jacob, do you have the results from our driver of the day poll?
Uh, I don't. I made my own mistake. I accidentally closed the poll too early. So no one was able to even put a vote through. I'm sorry. I
Dang.
made a mistake on that.
Okay. Josh, just pull up some random people that that put in a good performance. Okay. Just
All right,
close your eyes
hold
and
on.
pick some. Okay.
I got one for us here. Quality person.
All right.
Mr. Dae Hyun. What a great race from you today, sir.
Wait, why am I up here?
You're up here because you put in a fantastic race, and we want to talk to you. What do you think of the race? How did it go for you? How was the track? How were your tires?
Tires are okay. I was very scared of losing the car second half into the race because the first chicane is nightmarish. Apart from that, I basically just tried to keep the car together. There was so much carnage going on left and right. Yeah, it was crazy. It was intense, but it was fun.
And your switch to Porsche, definitely a big move for you. But a car that I kind of feel is a bit fitting towards your style. How are you feeling with it? Are you very comfortable with it yet?
Obviously, not quite yet. Zolder is especially a tough track from what I can tell. But I drove a front engine car and the mid engine car in the first 2 seasons, so I thought it was just right time for me to try out the Porsche.
Nice, nice. All right, great race from you, Daehee. Thank you for putting up with us, moving you up here. And
Oh,
hope.
of course, I guess I must have placed like the podium for the pro-ams,
Oh, really? Wait,
or
but
I don't know. I just
what place did you come in?
I have no idea. I
Oh,
haven't checked everything yet.
Some of the we can't tell if some of the color coded nameplates are off or correct, but if they are, you would have been fifth.
It would have been. It's currently provisional, so they're not super accurate. So just keep that in mind.
all right. And it
All right,
looks like
thanks, guys.
yeah, thank you so much, Daehee. Looks like we actually found Matt Lehman. Matt Lehman, great race, man.
Green line. Give it a gun.
How was it? What'd you think of the track?
So honestly, I'm not a fan of Zolder. I don't like it. It's like impossible to pass. So like like with me qualifying second, like I knew like going into turn one opening lap, like I had to come up with the lead. So
Yeah,
yeah, I was able
and that you
to hang
did.
around the outside and yeah, able to hold on.
So you are the resident alien here. Was there any drivers that you saw out there that might get you worried for the next race if they can keep it together?
Yeah, I was looking at the lap time leaderboard before the race. This Andrew Warden guy, um, saw him in the race. Like he was, I think he finished P2, right? Yeah, he
Yes,
was pretty quick. I
very
think he
quick
did a
indeed.
27.6 like in practice. So yeah, I think got my work cut out for me in the next rounds.
Definitely. It's good to see some competition for you, though. I thought I saw a couple of drivers that could have had pace on you, but got stuck in traffic or an accident or something like that that they weren't able to put it up there with you. But I'm very interested to see how the rest of the season shapes up with all these new drivers. A lot of new names, people that we gotta figure out the pace for, and see where they line up and figure out who is going to be in the contention for the championship. So,
Yeah.
Matt, I noticed that last season you missed a couple of races. Are you going to be keeping with the same plan, or are you actually going to be vying for a championship here?
I mean, I'll make all the rounds that I could. Last season I ended up taking a trip to Vegas, so that's why I missed those last two rounds. But I don't have any vacation plans, so unless anything crazy comes up, I'll be here every Tuesday.
You heard it here, folks. Everyone, watch out. Anyone who is hoping for a championship, they're going to have to step it up to keep up with Matt. So, all right, Matt, thank you so much for speaking with us and absolutely phenomenal performance. I'm going to be hoping to see some more of that and maybe some more battles. Keep you away from the front, maybe give you a bit more of an interesting race.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Thank you, guys.
Well done, man.
Thanks.
All right. Any other drivers that we might want to bring up? Is there someone new that we might want to highlight?
Uh,
Um,
not that I can find, and I cannot find our other podium finisher.
that's unfortunate. Guess they dipped out.
That's okay.
Okay. So how about we steal? Oh, Max. You want to bring up Max Sanchez?
A little spun out there in the last lap. We can ask him, what happened at the last lap.
Oh.
The last few paces.
True. I'm stealing him now. Max, you're up here in the commentator's booth. We saw your little incident at the end there. What happened, man?
Ran out of freaking fuel.
Ran out of fuel. Pulled a Colin
Jesus,
Shea.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. All we saw was Card pulled over to the side of the road and said, "Man, what happened? He was doing so well."
Yeah, it sucks. I was almost there, but ran out of fuel. Sucks.
Well, other than running out of fuel, what'd you think about the race? What do you think about some of the new drivers here?
Oh, there were a lot of people that I didn't recognize that were really quick. And I mean, someone that I did know was Arnold. I couldn't get past Arnold. I think that was Arnold. He was quick. I could not get past him.
Arnold definitely is quick, and I think he might even be. He's at least my vote to get moved up to pro. I believe he might be number one, or he might have finished first for the Pro-Am series.
Yeah, he did great.
Yeah, he did absolutely phenomenal. Great showing for his first race in Division 1. Makes you wonder, why was he in Division 2 before, hassling all of us, stealing our darn championship.
He did. Yeah, he did win the championship. So.
Yeah. But very quick from him. Definitely will be interesting to see how his season shapes up. But it's the season opener. What are you thinking about your season? Do you have any strategies? Anything you're looking at to improve from last season?
Well, last season I was running the BMW, and I felt like I was very consistent with the BMW, and with this Audi that I'm running now, I feel like I'm not there yet. So I need to, keep on practicing it. Feel like one with the car, and the only way we're gonna, get a lot of points is being consistent. So, and I'm talking about me and my teammates. So, we just need to be consistent throughout the season, and pretty sure we can rack up some points.
I remember watching you very closely last season and thought, man, this guy has got some serious pace. So it'd be very nice to see you up there in the grid these coming races. I'm going to be looking forward to it. I want to see some great battles.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us in the booth today, Max. I'm going to move you back down.
All right, you guys have a good night.
You too, man.
You too.
All right. I think that's probably going to be it for the driver's interviews. I think we got a good cross section. Do I want to see if Doug wants to come up and have a few closing words, or probably a good idea, right?
I don't
You
think
know,
he'll be
if it's his
opposed.
first race, he's pretty close up there. He's definitely
Yeah, I'll bring him.
definitely fighting for the points.
Doug, very sorry to interrupt you here and move you up, but we had to know some of your closing thoughts for this race. What'd you think?
This race was absolutely crazy. Cars everywhere, and ultimately, I'm pretty proud of what my teammate and I managed through the end there. We had an absolutely terrible qualifying session. We were probably 5 or 6 tenths off what we could have actually managed, but at the end of the day, we showed some teamwork at the end, holding off some slower people while my damaged teammate was limping around the track. So that was fun, but overall, I'm really excited that we had such a good turnout, and I'm hoping that next race we can have an even cleaner bout. But overall, really, really happy with the turnout and the overall vibe that the race gave.
Yeah, and we saw what kind of happened to Tyler there. He had a great pit, came out in sixth, and he looked like he was feeling really good there. And then somehow he dropped back to 10th, and then you wound up right behind him for the finish with Patrick Rust pushing you for like the last like 6 or 7 laps. You guys were less than half a second away from each other, and we saw your little incident there, and you slotted right in front of him and kept it that way for the rest of the race. How was all that pressure from behind? How were you able to keep it so cool?
Rust is super quick, and I have grown quite the reputation for having the widest car on track, so I was pretty happy to put it on display again today. Tyler went off because I was having a absolute fit after I got punted from behind by a worker. I was like, "Come on!" and then I distracted Tyler, and he went off and had his moment too. So,
Oh no.
like we all like to joke, Tyler cannot get distracted, otherwise, game over for his driving. But again, like you said, it was really fun battling at the end there, and Tyler and I had a heart-to-heart moment, and I said, "You can keep the position. I'll defend like a lion for you," and it worked out.
Yeah, we saw that. That was an insane little group there for the end. You guys all crossed at the same time. Very interesting. But yeah, so um, season opener for season 3. Um, great turnout, like you said. Anything that we're gonna look forward to coming into the coming races?
I'm hoping that we have the attendance stay this high, and having that many cars on track is really, really a good time.
Yeah.
There's always battles everywhere on track. But yeah, for the rest of the season, we have a lot of difficult tracks, so stay tuned for a lot of, I don't want to say carnage because that infers that there's incidents on track, but a lot of really breakneck racing.
So we're taking a look at the calendar right now. We just finished week 1 at Zolder. Week 2, next week, same time, it's going to be a rain race at Zandervoort. So that's going to be a very interesting race. It's a tight, flowy track. In the rain, man, there's going to be a lot of shakeups there. So I want everyone to put it on your calendars, put it on your Google Calendar, set a reminder on your phone. You're not going to want to miss that one. And so we have our Division 1 races every Tuesday night. And don't forget to tune in for the Division 2 races on Wednesday night. Also going to be racing here at Zolder. And for anyone who is new to the league and watching our stream, wondering what we're all about, we have quite a bit of fun throughout the week. Monday, we have our practice race and go over what's going on for the coming championship races. Thursday or Friday, we typically have someone on coaching, giving some of the new guys some tips and tricks to get around the course in the most efficient way possible. And on Saturday, we have a lot of fun exhibition races, GT4 races, Porsche Cup races. We even have stuff for the dirt games and, just a wide spread of stuff. So if you guys are in the stream right now and you're thinking, man, that looked like a lot of fun, make sure to go down in that description, hit that Discord link, join our Discord. We're the friendliest league in NA. I can say that right up. There's a lot of people here who are willing to help you. If this is your first time in the league, I highly recommend hitting that link and talking to us and getting to know us, because it's a real fun time here. We'd love to see more people out here every week.
Cool. Well, thanks guys for having me, and yeah, looking forward to next week.
All right, thank you so much, Doug. I'm going to move you down. All right, guys. So I'm going to be signing off the stream here. Thank you guys so much for joining and this wonderful race here on a Tuesday night at Zolder. Season opener, like I was saying before. Absolutely insane race. Looking forward to what's coming. Any final thoughts from anyone?
Keep your
None
eyes
here.
open on the track.
Yeah.
This might pertain to one individual, but just, make sure you got enough fuel in the car,
Yeah. Definitely want to do that. It's a lot of things going on, very complex. But anyway, guys, make sure to tune in, like I said before, tomorrow night, same time for the Division 2 race, and look forward to our coming races this season. And signing off, this is Paulie.
This is
is David.
Josh.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I apologize. And this is
That-
And this is Jacob.
just 1.5 seconds later.
All right, folks.